Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Goku called for the energy of planet Earth, and no one gave it. Vegeta called for the energy of planet Earth. No one gave it. Mr. Satan called for the energy of planet Earth. Everyone gave it. Goku then releases the energy and destroys Kid Buu, obliterating him from existence. He makes a wish, without any Dragon Balls involved, that one day he would like to fight Kid Buu's reincarnation. And guess what? 10 years later, they meet a kid named Oob at a tournament, who is indeed Kid Buu's reincarnation. Goku then flies off to the hyperbolic time chamber to train this Kid Buu's reincarnation. And that's where we leave off. So, Goku would be most likely training Kid Buu's reincarnation in the hyperbolic time chamber, and they'd be punching, kicking, screaming, yelling, turning Super Saiyan, and all that stuff, when suddenly they would hear, like, this giant crash, and they would walk out of the hyperbolic time chamber, and they would probably see a Saiyan body, like, just knocked out, and a big meteor, or big crater, I should say, with the Saiyan body that's lying in that crater. They couldn't tell who the Saiyan is and what it's doing here, who sent it here. But it seemed to be that his power level was also quite weak, just from Goku scanning him. So they basically nurse him back to health. Dende uses his healing magic. Mr. Popo just, bees Mr. Popo. And Goku and Oob watch carefully. Finally, when this mysterious Saiyan comes to, we realize by a conversation with Goku and this Saiyan that his name is Shallot, and that's all he can remember. His name is Shallot. So, we're also introduced to Pan in this saga, and Pan is basically the daughter of Gohan, yada yada yada, we all know this. And at the same time, Emperor Pilaf wants to be emperor. He hasn't given up, he just still strives to be emperor. And so, you know what he does? He uses the Black Star Dragon Balls to attempt to become emperor, but he accidentally wishes for Goku to become a kid again. How tragic. And then, yeah, he kind of becomes a kid again. That's kind of sad. So then they have to go and collect these Black Star Dragon Balls, which actually spread across the whole galaxy instead of the whole Earth. So they have to collect them and bring them back to Earth, otherwise the Earth will explode in 1 year. So they kind of do this. Basically the team is, it's Goku, Pan, and then instead of Trunks, it's Shallot that goes along. Trunks just makes the machine ready, so does Bulma. But Trunks doesn't actually go along. It's Goku, Shallot, and Pan. And then they return, but they also meet a kid, this guy named Baby, and Baby be kind of gay, so he decides to possess the, he wants revenge on the Saiyans, so he's this artificial Tuffle, so he kind of possesses everyone on Earth, turning them into Tuffles. And then he revives Planet Plant with the Black Star Dragon Balls. And then Earth kind of blows up with because the Black Star Baby didn't know that you have to return the Black Star Dragon Balls, so the Earth kind of blows up. So, in the meantime, they kind of fight. Baby Vegeta beats up Goku. Shallot is enraged, and he screams at the top of his lungs, and he emerges as a Super Saiyan for the very first time, leaving both Pan and Goku shocked. It's only been a couple of months since they've known him, and he's already gotten this strong. Shallot starts to proceed to beat up Baby Vegeta, but still, Baby Vegeta has more experience because he's Vegeta. So even though Shallot is a Super Saiyan, Vegeta is still blocking and toying with him actually. But it is notable that Shallot has closed a major gap between him and Vegeta. It's still not, like, completely closed. It's probably, like, a fourth of the way closed. Or maybe 2/4. But they keep fighting, and in the meantime, Goku goes to the King Kai's planet, gets his tail pulled off, and he returns there. He discovers his Golden Grade Ape form, which is basically Super Saiyan on top of Golden Grade Ape. And then guess what? This man then condenses into Super Saiyan 4 after Pan showing him a family pic. And then Goku does a Times 10 Kamehameha, leading Baby into the freaking sun. Yeah, so Shallot has progressed a long way. He discovered Super Saiyan. Now for the next saga. And then after that, what happens is essentially the creator of Baby and the creator of Android 17 and Android 18 in Hell, what they do is they create a replica of Android 17, and they brainwash the good Android 17 to fuse with this Android 17 replica, creating Super Android 17. And now he's another big threat to this Earth, to the planet Earth, because, he's kind of impervious to Goku's attacks. And, he murders Krillin, and then Android 18 gets upset, and so does Shallot, because, during the 1 year that this happened, he would have probably made a bond with all of the Z fighters, so Shallot probably would have also gotten upset. And that's where Shallot would have gone Super Saiyan 2. And, he would start beating up Goku. Not Goku. I'm dumb. Super 17. And Super 17 would probably still be in previous. So then, they would wait, for some time. And Goku would teach Shallot Super Saiyan 3. And they'd come back to fight Super 17. And Super Saiyan 3 Shallot is actually able to hold out against Super 17. They're actually doing pretty good. But Super 17 beats Shallot, and then you lead him into a mountain or something, and then his Super Saiyan 3 also runs out because it's time. Like, it's freaking time. And then Goku does a Dragon Fist explosion on him, and then goes into a Kamehameha, and ultimately defeats Super 17. Due to the constant misuse of the Dragon Balls, essentially what would then happen is 7 Shadow Dragons would appear. And, basically, they would be ultimately defeated by Goku, Pan, and Shallot. Especially because of Shallot's Super Saiyan 3, that would be very helpful. And plus, Goku could also go Super Saiyan 3 and 4. So with that, they would be able to defeat the 7 Shadow Dragons. But then, Sin Shenron, the most powerful of the Shadow Dragons, gets hold of all the Dragon Balls and becomes Omega Shenron. And Super Saiyan 4 Goku is not able to handle it. This is where Vegeta finally gets Super Saiyan 4, as in the actual GT, similar to the actual GT, with Blutz waves. And also, in addition, what happens is that Shallot also gets some of the Blutz waves, and he also gets Super Saiyan 4. And so, what happens is that they retreat after Vegeta and Shallot discover Super Saiyan 4, because even their individual power would not be enough. Then, Bulma would detect some different kind of Dragon Ball in the sky, and outside the Earth, and they would realize that there's planetary-sized Dragon Balls. So they would collect them all just to see what they are, and then they would summon Super Shenron and these are the Super Dragon Balls. And guess what? They decide to revive Bardock, but give his base form the power of Super Saiyan 4. So basically his base form is as strong as a Super Saiyan 4. So now on the team to fight Omega Shenron, it's Bardock, Goku, Vegeta, Shallot, Pan, Trunks, Goten, and Gohan. So essentially, Bardock trains and reaches Super Saiyan 2. And then they all fight Omega Shenron. But eventually, Omega Shenron manages to kill Bardock again. And Shallot gets enraged and actually figures out how to do Super Saiyan 4 at will. Just like once Shallot achieves Super Saiyan 4 at will, he was done along with Goku and Vegeta attempt to beat up Shin Shenron. And that plan was going really good because, Shin Shenron was not able to stand up to all four of them. Just like, that should have been going. And in this, story, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and all that's not gonna happen. So, anyway, like I was saying, they were beating up Shin Shenron. Goku does a times 10 Kamehameha, and he runs out of energy. He drops to base form. Vegeta, after the fight, after long fighting, he does the final shine attack, and then he also runs out of energy. And Shallot, as you can see in this clip right here, just what Goku is doing. Amazing! In this clip, he does that. He does the explosion.
This is Super Saiyan 4!
Super Saiyan 4. And then, Shin Shenron's at critical HP, but, he's slowly starting to regenerate and heal up. And so Goku then gathers energy from the whole universe, and essentially he does the universal spirit bomb, and Shin Shenron attempts to counter with his own negative energy, but that fails terribly, and Goku defeats Shin Shenron. And then the real Shenron appears, and basically all of them can live their lives happily now. And Goku is actually sent with the dragon to guard the Dragon Balls, and Shallot is sent back to where he came from, which the Dragon Balls were used to send Shallot back. That was the wish. They send Shallot back with the Dragon Balls. And they also find out where Shallot came from. And it turns out he was from the Bardock timeline. Or no, not the Bardock timeline. He was from the timeline of Yamoshi. And when Yamoshi went Super Saiyan God for the first time, the energy waves of his Super Saiyan God transformation was what sent Shallot here. So yeah, I think that's going to be the end of one video, or this video. I hope you guys liked it. Be sure to subscribe and like and share. I know this was kind of short for how long a Dragon Ball What If should really be, but who cares? It was still fun, right guys? It was fun, right? Oh, I just hear the crickets chirping. Sad. Oh well, anyway, see ya. And once again, I hope you enjoy this production.